Yeah. Peace, Queen. Yo. But yeah, y'all know how Instagram be, man. Instagram be bull, man. They be on some whole other shit, but it's all good though. But like I was saying on the other live, is that as far as crystals, again, because I understand that my entire body is made up of crystal, I don't necessarily, utilize external crystals outside of me, because I just understand that, how powerful my body is. And again, if you have any questions, or if you had questions on the other live, please put the questions in the question box. If you want to join me on the live, please feel free. Please feel free to request a video. Let's see. I have a question. I need advice. Hey, if you got a question or need advice, put it in the question box, or you can come on to the live with me. It's up to you, Queen. Whatever you want to do. Tap in. Yeah, I know Instagram got me on. Instagram still got me on restrictions, so they gonna be on their bull, but it's all good. I ain't tripping. What books do you suggest on herbs? There's a lot of books on herbs, man. You got the Native American Herbology. What else you got? You have what is it? The Herbal Bible. Let me see what other books I got in here. I got a few Native American herbal Bibles. As far as herbs, I don't know. It's a lot of them. I have to show them to y'all. Any ideas on nail fungus? Yes, nail fungus is nothing but parasites. Nail fungus, especially chronic nail fungus, is nothing but parasites. It's actually one of the strands of herpes as well. So if you have nail fungus, right, you have one of the strands of herpes. There's over 108 strands of herpes. Chronic fungus, you got chronic acne, chronic dandruff, chronic yeast infections, of course, HSV. What else? Itchy elbow disease, shingles is one, chicken pox. All of these things is different strands of herpes. And you have chronic nail fungus. That's nothing but bacteria. That's nothing but, parasites inside the body. You just need to cleanse. You need to do a deep cleanse. What's going to happen is that this is the thing. Whatever you consume, your body become, right? You literally become what you eat. Right. So if you continually eat things that create fungus, things that ferment inside the body, right, things that putrefy inside the body, like complex protein, like meats, other complex proteins, like dairy and complex sugars and complex salts. All of these things not only ferment, but they also putrefy inside the body. For those that don't know what putrefy is, it's pretty much they just die and sit inside the body. They rot inside the body. And then so when you have, like, for an example, when you have a real flesh, when you have a real meat on the side and it sits there, what happens? It begins to rot. It begins to putrefy, right? And fungus, bacteria start to grow back, and fungus start to grow on top of that. You feel what I'm saying? So that's pretty much all what's going on with your fingernails. So what happens is that when you're eating these complex proteins, these complex meats, and you're eating this dairy and these animal proteins, what's happening is that it's putrefying inside your intestines. And what happens is that your cells are eating this as well, because your cells is nothing but a miniature you. They got to eat and shit and piss just like you, right? And so whatever you consume, your cells, the 150 trillion cells, they consume as well. Now, one thing about the fingernails is that the fingernails, they replace themselves. You have a complete new set of fingernails every 2 years, right? Every time your fingernail grow, you cut it. You grow it some more, you cut it. You grow. So in 2 years, you have a whole new set of fingernails. Now, just imagine what you've been consuming and what you've been eating for the past 2 years. So over time, your nails are now developing fungus as they grow. Your nails are now developing bacteria under them as they grow. How is that happening? Based off what you're consuming, based off what's being broken down and putrefying inside the body. So all you need to do is So all you need to do is, first off, cleanse the body, cleanse the inside, cleanse the gut, right? Regenerate the cells, regenerate the body. Start consuming more fruits to cleanse the body. Start consuming more whole foods to cleanse the body, to rebuild the body, and stop feeding these parasites. Stop feeding the fungus, because all you're doing with the complex proteins and the sugars and the salts, you're doing nothing but feeding the parasites. You're doing nothing but feeding the fungus. So I would say, eliminate the diet as of right now, cleanse the body as much as you can. And then, if you did, and then, in a few months or a year from now, whatever the case may be, you want to consume certain things, do that. But give the body, time to digest, to eliminate, because whatever the body does not eliminate, it accumulates. So give the body time to release, to do what it need to do. I pray I answered your question. Parasites secrete over 70 different toxins, so your body expresses it through the different elements. 100%. I detail. Let me scroll back up. Hey, if you got any questions, put the questions in the question box, please. Eczema. Yes, eczema is also one strand of herpes as well. If you got eczema, you got herpes. 100%. Let me see. Hey, put the questions in the question box, please. I see a lot of questions. Let me see. It's something that I just seen. I ate some peaches today. That's what's up. Peaches are amazing. I love peaches. All right, let me see. Let me go to the questions real quick. I'll wait. Somebody. See a few people want to join. What herbs do a person need to eat to do a parasitic cleanse? Well, first and foremost, to do a parasitic cleanse, what you first need to do is to stop eating things and consuming things that feed parasites. That's first thing first, because if you taking the herbs and you still consuming things that actually feed the parasites, it's like contradicting. You know what I mean? You're not really doing much. And then first and foremost, again, starve the parasites. Stop consuming things that feed the parasites, like fruits, vegetables, you know what I'm saying? Whole foods, things in that nature. So I would first advise you to get on the fruit juice, right? Seeded grapes. Make sure the grapes have black seeds. Seeded grapes, but seeded watermelon. Make sure the watermelons have black seeds inside of them. Melons as well. Cucumbers is part of the melon family. Those are very great astringents, great parasitic, releasers. But when it comes to herbs, you could do black walnut hull. You got cloves. You got Mexican and Jamaican sarsaparilla. What else? You have dried cilantro is very good. Oregano oil. Rosemary is very good for a parasitic cleanse. You got cat's claw, very good for a parasitic cleanse. What else? What else? I said cloves, black walnut, cat's claw. Oh, wormwood. Wormwood is very good for a parasitic cleanse. There's many herbs for parasites. Oh, lemongrass is very good as well. You can make a lemongrass oil. And what you can also do for a natural parasitic cleanse is papaya seeds as well. A lot of people don't know that. What you could do is you could take the papaya seeds out of the papaya, and you could take like a spoonful a day. You can either eat it, or you can throw it in the smoothie and blend it up, and you can drink it that way. So that'll get you right. But yeah, man. Get them parasites out. And for those that don't know, parasites, they lay thousands of eggs every few days, right? So, when I'm dealing with somebody with herpes or, a parasitic infection, right? Like BV or STDs or, any kind of HSV, whatever the case may be, depending on how long they've had those parasites are pretty easy to get rid of when you're determined to get rid of it. But what's the most difficult thing to get rid of are the eggs, because parasites are very intelligent. So they hide behind heavy metals and metabolic waste, and they lay eggs, and then they start expressing themselves. This is where the outbreaks come from. But once you start getting rid of the parasites, now you got to dig even deeper to estrange the actual eggs that they lay. So I know it can sound pretty disgusting, but hey, when you see them parasites coming out, if you know you want to see parasites coming out, you want to see these symptoms, so where the hell you find seeded watermelons? That's brazy that you asking that question. Ah, man. So I'm out here, my farmer's market, we got seeded watermelon, black seeds at that, not the white seeds, black seeds. So yeah, if I dehydrate papaya seeds, will it kill the benefits? No, not at all. I don't think so. Not that I know of. I don't have any knowledge of if you dehydrate the papaya seeds, will it kill the benefits at all? I feel like it'll definitely do the same. A lot of people do that anyway. They use the papaya seeds, and you can put it in like a pepper grinder, and you can use it as pepper. So yeah. How do you get rid of the eggs? You get rid of the eggs the same way you get rid of the parasites. What happened? What I'm basically articulating is that you have to stay on the parasitic cleanse longer, right? And so instead of like a 30-day or a 60-day cleanse, a 90-day or 120-day parasite cleanse, right? To not only get rid of the parasites, but also the eggs that they lay. Don't be scared. Are they laying eggs in our stomach or somewhere else? They could be laying eggs anywhere in the body. Again, parasites are very intelligent. They could be laying eggs anywhere inside the body, right? Especially the stomach. I mean, that's your gut, right? Everything goes in the gut. If you've been eating meats and dairy and all of these other complex proteins and sugars, of course, that's their playground. You know what I mean? Because again, these meats and these dairies and stuff is feeding the parasites. So they're not going to go anywhere. They're going to stay in the gut. You know what I mean? So 9 times out of 10, yeah, majority of people, they have the eggs inside the gut. Majority of them, it could be in the brain, different parts of the nervous system, right? Those that have parasites for a long period of time, especially with herpes, a lot of people end up with nervous system problems because the parasites also start chewing on the nervous system, right? So they having uncontrollable twitches and uncontrollable movements because these parasites are literally chewing on the nervous system, right? And then over time, those that have herpes, they start getting anemic, right? Why? Because the parasites also chew on the hemoglobin inside the blood cells. The hemoglobin is the actual protein that transports oxygen to every single blood cell. So people with parasites, they start getting anemic. You know what I mean? So, you want to be very careful with these parasites. Again, they're very intelligent, very intelligent. Which product of yours do you recommend to help with the parasite cleanse? So there's 2 products, my probiotic tea and my parasite elimination tincture. You can get them separate. What I would advise you to do is get them together. That'd be a little cheaper. But my probiotic tea, my parasite elimination tincture, fire. It's fire. But again, right, these are herbal compounds. You know what I mean? So with herbal compounds, you have to be on a protocol. What I mean by the protocol is a diet protocol. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to be on a parasite cleanse while still feeding the parasites, while still eating things that create parasites, while still eating things that carry parasites, that still eat things that, that cater to the parasites. You know what I mean? That rot, that putrefy. Like you don't want to continually consuming those. So what I would advise you to do for anybody that want to do a parasite cleanse, first and foremost, don't go to my website. You know what I'm saying? Because again, it's not about money with me, right? I love helping. I want to serve. I want to help you get cleansed. So before you even think about going to my website, start consuming more whole foods. If it's hard for you to get off the cheese, okay, boo, 1 brick a day, you eventually at a house. So, for the next 3 days, go on a cheese fast. You know what I mean? Continue eating your meats, whatever the case may be. Go on a cheese fast or go on a chicken fast. You know what I mean? Don't eat chicken today, but you'll eat it tomorrow. You know what I mean? And then start developing the discipline to, okay, well, I'm not going to eat meat at all this week. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm not going to eat cheese for the next 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Start building up to where now, you can take the herbs, because these herbs are very astringent. You know what I mean? These herbs are very, very astringent. These are very powerful and potent herbs. So, you know, once you get on these herbs and you start getting headaches and you start getting cravings and you revert back to, you know what I mean? You don't want to do that. So start building up the discipline and start building up the what can I say? It's the word I'm looking for, but just start building up the discipline to be able to start consuming more whole foods. So now when you get on the herbs, you won't have this very potent healing symptoms, because that's what I like to call headaches and, you know, the nose running and the diarrhea, or, you know, the pooping or whatever the case may be. You know, the healing symptom will not be as, you know, as strong as somebody that's just going in cold turkey. Now, if you want to go cold turkey, shit, be my guest. There's nothing more powerful than you. You feel me? There is nothing more powerful than you. So, hey, if you wanna go cold turkey, baby, go cold turkey. Shit, I ain't gonna stop you, but I'm just suggesting. You feel me? Like, you know, that shit powerful, now. If you got any questions, put the questions in the question box. If you want to join me on the live, please feel free to request the live. Please. Feel free to request the live. You know, I'm just getting together my little 21 gun salute. You feel me? Oh, that shit good. All right, let me see. It's a few people that want to join real quick. He declined. Okay, that was an accident. It's all good. Let me see what other questions y'all got. Do you use a juicer? 100%. You can go to my link in my bio and you can click the Nama Juicer. The Nama Juicer, you can use my code TONE10 and get money off the juicer that I have. I know a lot of people say, well, you know, it's pretty expensive, but hey, use my code, you get money off. I definitely use a juicer. Let me see. Let me scroll down. Let me see. What do you recommend for people that have allergies affecting the ear canal with fluid in the ear? The fluid in your ear is nothing but the mucosal membrane releasing mucus. That's all that is. If you have allergies, you got to cleanse the sinus cavity, right? You have inflammation in the sinus cavity. What I would advise you to do is just cleanse, right? Cleanse the lymphatic system. Your lymphatic system is the sewage system of the body. When you cleanse the lymphatic system, you cleanse the glymphatic system as well. So the lymphatic system goes throughout the body, but the glymphatic system is specifically in like the shoulders and above. And once you start cleansing the lymphatic system, you know, everything else will start draining down from the mind, or not the mind, but, you know, from the sinus cavity, the brain, and everything else will, you know, start cleansing itself. So what I would advise you to do is do a lymphatic cleanse, and also do a kidney cleanse as well. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would advise you to do. Yeah. Lymphatic cleanse, kidney cleanse. The reason why I say kidney cleanse is because, you know, everything that goes through the lymphatic system has to go through the kidneys. The kidneys is the filtration system of the body. So I pray I answered your question with that. Yeah, the Nama, the truth. I'm telling you, the Nama go crazy. Let me scroll down real quick. Do you have a parenting style? Yeah, I do have a parenting style, 100%. You know, when I get my son Thursday through Sunday, I homeschool him. So I download this program. It's like a what is it? It's like a school curriculum. Right. And, you know, boom, we hop on there for a few hours, you know what I'm saying? And then from there, I just let him do his thing. You know, we play, have fun, whatever the case may be. You know, I just make sure that, you know, he gets some kind of learning, learning in, when he's with me. Um, but yeah, I do have a parenting style, you know what I'm saying? He's 100% vegan. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely one of those like the gentle parenting. You know what I'm saying? I don't I'm not one to like, well, I would say that I have learned, over time, as a man and then as a father to not repeat like certain ways of, other parents or my parents or things of that nature. So, I've come to um, you know, I've come to the process of not um pop him or pinch him or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I do my best to try to talk to my son. I do my best to communicate to him like, no, don't do this, you do that. You know what I'm saying? If he asks why, I tell him. You know what I'm saying? And then again, if he acts out, I just put him in the room. I let him take it out. You know what I'm saying? Yell it out, scream it out, whatever you got to do. And then, he's learned to like let it out and then come back and then we have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my parenting style, man. I'm into communicating, man. I don't want to put my son in those. I don't want to put my children, period, in no situation to where, they're fearful of coming to talk to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of them parents. Your parent style is undivided attention and unconditional love. I say. I'm not one of them. I'm not one of the parents or one of them like old school thinking that, oh, nah, I'm not their friend. I'm their parent. Nah, fuck that. Right. When it comes to my children, like, listen, I'm your daddy. I'm your father. I'm your best friend, your homie, all of that. Sometimes I call my son bro. What up, bro? You feel what I'm saying? Why? Because I want every form of relationship with my children, period. Right? With my son now, my future children, whatever the case may be, I want every form of relationship with them. I want to be everything that they need me to be. Period. If you need me to be your homeboy today, I'm gonna be your homeboy. You need me to come up to the school because somebody picking on you, guess what? I got a backpack in the car. You feel me? I got some shorts. You know what I'm saying? I got the Batman book bag. I got the Spider-Man. You feel me? Like I'm one of them. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's me. I want to be every relationship that my child need me to be. You know what I'm saying? When it's time to parent, when it's time to be a father, when it's time to be a dad, I'm gonna be that. But when we up in here fighting and playing and wrestling and we annoying each other. You know, and I'm one of them too. Sometimes I annoy my son. You know, it's just for the hell of it. Being like a big brother, annoying him. You know what I mean? And then I chill out and then, we whatever. But, yeah. I'm one of them kind of parents. So I pray I answers your question. Let's see. But still have a beard. Facts, right? Look, still got a beard going up to his school, acting like a child. Meeting his needs, something a lot of us lack growing up. I say, and that right there, what you just said, I'm meeting his needs, something a lot of us lack growing up, and that right there is my intentions. You know what I'm saying? I wanna be able. Well, I'm not gonna say I want to be. I am being able to be in the position to to show up for my son the way I needed a man to show up for me. You know what I'm saying? I would say that I'm showing up to do the best I can to be the man that I needed for my son. And me showing up to be the man that I needed for my son is also healing the inner child inside of myself as well. So yeah, 100%. Unfortunately, a lot of my needs wasn't met, but I'm able to live through my son, you know what I'm saying, and heal the inner child inside of me by making sure that my son don't, what I'm saying, don't have to go through certain things that I went through. So yeah, I pray I answers your question. Let me see what other questions y'all got, man. Yo, let me see. Uh it's a lot of questions. Yeah, y'all coming in with the questions tonight. Can you share the neem oil for my plants and its benefits for my babies? Yeah, I mean, so what you could do is you could just create some neem oil, and you could spray it on your plants. It's just for insects, you know what I'm saying? Gnats and pests in the house, you know what I mean? That'll be, that'll be good. You feel me? I also got this machine from Amazon. It's man, when I say it's fire, it's fire. I'm like that with my daughter, heavy on giving my kids what I didn't have. Facts. Not only am I giving them not only am I, in the process of giving my son that I didn't have, but I'm also teaching him different as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm not teaching him the same things that I've been programmed or, a conditioning of way of being. You know what I mean? So, excuse me. You know what I mean? So not only just giving him the things I didn't have, but also teaching him things that I wasn't taught. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is, I don't want my son to be like me. I want my son to be better than me. You know what I mean? So all the information that I learn, all the information that I gain, I make sure that I write every single thing down. You know what I'm saying? Every time I learn something new, I make sure I write it down to create like a mini Bible. So now when I'm long gone, you know what I'm saying? My son can now take my teachings that I taught him verbally, and he could take all my books and read through them and research them, and he can enhance the information and the wisdom that's in these books and become better than me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to teach him that your children need to be better than you as well. You know what I'm saying? That's how you create generational wealth. That's how you continue to evolve your bloodline, by making sure that every generation after you is better than you. So yeah, that's why when my son be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be like you," I said, "Baby, be better than me. Please be better than me. I'm gonna make sure that yeah, I'm gonna make sure that motherfucker, dog. You feel me? Oh my mama, dog. I ain't playing no motherfucking game. I'm so serious." What type of milk would you recommend me giving my 1-year-old? Right now, he drinks almond or organic whole milk. For your 1-year-old, are you not? I'm guessing you're not breastfeeding. So what I would say is, you could definitely do the almond milk. I don't recommend the organic whole milk because that's still coming from cows. You know what I'm saying? We're not cows, so we don't need anything from cows. But the almond milk is bull. What you could do is create your own milk, right? You can do like oat milk, and then when you create, that oat milk, what you can do is that you can add like the prenatal stuff that I spoke about before with the sea moss, bladderwrack, and kelp. You can combine that together, and then you can add probably like a tablespoon inside the almond milk, the oat milk, hemp seed milk, walnut milk. You can add that in there, blend it up with some salt, some agave, some vanilla. You know what I'm saying? Blend that up real good, make it nice and sweet, but it still got the vitamins and the minerals is needed. Man, listen, your baby gonna be good. Hemp seed is closest to breast milk. Boom. You can go brazen with that, but be sure to add the sea moss, the bladderwrack, and the kelp because it's high in minerals. You know what I'm saying? If you're not breastfeeding, that's fine. But you know that sea moss and all of those minerals, it'll make up for some minerals, not all of them, but it'll make up for at least something. You know what I'm saying? I would definitely say it's better than giving him cow milk. It's definitely better than giving him any kind of other kind of cow animal milk. So I pray I answered your question. Yeah, gratitude. Yes, every time I go to the doctor, they recommend I stop breastfeeding because not lack of nutrients and cow milk is better. That's crazy. But you got to understand where they're coming from, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna say they're wrong, right? The reason why is because you got to understand that our genome makeup is completely different from theirs. You know what I'm saying? Think about it, right? In slavery times, right? I put emphasis on that because I do not believe that we were slaves. We was nothing but prisoners of war. We went to war, we lost. Simple as that. But in slavery times, right, when we was POWs, what happened is that when European and Caucasian women were giving birth, because two things was happening. Either that they was not lactating, or what was happening is that their milk didn't have or didn't hold a lot of nutrients for their babies to grow and develop. This is where a lot of these, the children were coming out small and frail bones. This is where the cow milk make your bones stronger. This is where all this shit derived from. So when the European and the Caucasian women were giving birth, and they knew that their breast milk didn't have much nutrients, if they was able to breastfeed at all, what would they do? They would grab the melanin woman to breastfeed their baby, right? So not only is the melanin woman trying to breastfeed their babies that they just birthed, but they're also breastfeeding the European Caucasian baby that they just birthed as well, because they're lacking nutrients and minerals. So over time, right, they started to adapt this programming that, hey, instead of using the melanin woman, the slave, the POW's milk, we can use the animal's milk to give our babies. And this is where all this programming come from. You know what I'm saying? Then of course it evolved to adding different chemicals to now condition us to believe that cow milk is better for us and things in that nature. But again, we got to understand where they're coming from. Their genome is completely different from ours. You know what I'm saying? So, and I say that to say that they may need cow milk. That's probably good for them. But for us, it's not good because it creates mucus, right? It activates the mucosal membrane, right, to send out mucus because acid is building up, which then activates the calcium inside of us, because the calcium is the buffering system of any acids inside the body. And so now we're lacking minerals. Now we have congestion. Now our lungs and our sinus is full of mucus. Our body, our lymph nodes is full of acids. You know what I'm saying? So every time it get cold, we blowing our nose or whatever the case may be. So again, I'm not gonna say they wrong. You feel what I'm saying? But we got to understand where they're coming from, as long as you know who you are, right? So, and I would also say that also answers the question early on the last live when somebody said, do I go about eating or believe about eating based off of your blood type? You know what I mean? Like, I can't intelligently speak on that, but I will say is that, I'm very profound and I'm very intellectual when it comes to eating by DNA type, right? When you have melanin versus non-melanin, right? So again, we just got to understand where they coming from. Shit, it is what it is. 8 Oh yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, and they also say I need to give my child vaccines. I mean, damn, I didn't mean to say that. They also say I need to give my child's inoculations, and I agree with the lady above. My daughter only got sick too. She is too. For sure. So yeah, I pray I answered your question on that. See what other questions we got, man. There's a lot of questions over here, baby. I love when we got questions and answers, man, because we could talk about any and everything. Let's see. Are there any products on your website considered a washout in the Caribbean? They use that terminology, so I just wonder if you knew what that meant and if you sell products pertaining to this. I'm guessing a washout could be, because you are a queen, so I'm guessing a washout could be for the vaginal, the vagina cavity, or could it be for just a detox? I'm not sure. But I do have products for both of them. So if it's for the detoxing, I have my Super Mover 1 and 2 and my kidney filtration tea. Gonna cleanse the gut, cleanse the lymphatic system, get the kidneys up to filtrating, cleanse the kidneys, get everything out. And then if it's for the vaginal cavity, definitely Super Mover 1 and 2, kidney filtration tea, and then you can also utilize my black tigress. I know a lot of women utilize my black tigress for like vaginal wetness and things of that nature, but the black tigers also cleanse out the glandular highway for women, hormonal balance and things in that nature. So shit, you could actually get that whole package for real. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. I don't want mine to get missed, LOL. But when I do this parasite cleanse, Should I stop taking vitamins? Well, it depends. It depends on what vitamins you mean. You know what I'm saying? Because based on vitamins that you're taking, a lot of these vitamins aren't really vitamins. They're just isolates, right? So you got to understand something, right? You know, like the GNC and all of those things, they sell these vitamins, and these are nothing but isolates. Do they come from plants? Yes, but you got to understand that you know, these vitamins that are created from plants, they are broken down, the cellulose is broken up, and they're isolated minerals that are now being added to other chemicals to actually make this vitamin, right? So for an example, if you're getting, let's say you go to the store and you get vitamin D, right? This vitamin D is isolated, so you're only getting one strand of that mineral, right? And it also goes back to what I was saying about the herbal compound, right? One herb is good for you, but when herbs are mixed together to make an herbal compound, it's even better. So again, it also ties again with the vitamins. If you have an isolated chemical inside the vitamin and you're only getting one thing on top of chemicals, right? It's not a herbal compound. You're just getting one strand of an herbal mineral, right? But that mineral supposed to be binded with something else. So if you're taking a vitamin D supplement from GNC or from Publix or whatever store that you get it from, vitamin D breaks down into calcium. You know what I'm saying? It's good for the bones, right? It breaks down into other minerals such as potassium and biophotons and tannins and curcumins. So when you're missing that from that vitamin D supplement that you got from the store, now with that vitamin D, because your body, your melanin is so intelligent, is going to realize like, hey, this is missing this, that, and the third. So what that vitamin D is going to do is going to sit inside the body until the body then releases what it's missing to be broken down. So actually vitamins are actually, so now we got to think about it. Well, are vitamins actually helping us, or are they stripping us from the minerals that's already inside of us? Again, these are isolates. So if you want vitamin D, just go sit in the sun. Right? If you want potassium, or if you want magnesium, or if you want any electrolytes, just drink some juice or go eat a papaya or go eat a mango. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't advise taking vitamins anyway. I'm just an advocate for herbs, because you're not going to miss anything with herbs. You're not going to miss any herbal compound with herbs, right? So that whole process is similar to a dried fruit, right? When you drink, let's say when you eat a dried mango, you know what I'm saying? Or a raisin, for an example. A raisin was once a grape, right? It had water content inside of it. When you eat this grape, when you eat this raisin, the body is so intelligent, it knows that, hey, this raisin was once a grape that had water in it. This raisin is the body is then going to release water, right, to fill that raisin back up with its water content to be broken down, you know, which in turn strips the body of water, which, you know, I'm sure those that have had, you know, dried fruit before, you know, after a while, you feel thirsty, right? You feel dehydrated because it's stripping the water content. So I pray I answered your question. And I pray I'm not talking too fast to y'all. Y'all know, man, Instagram still got me on restriction. And you know, I'm trying to answer y'all questions as fast as possible. So if I am talking fast, please forgive me. Yeah, gratitude and that gratitude. Let's see. What do you use for protection of energy if you don't use crystals? Well, first and foremost, yeah, anything outside of me, my ancestors, God, right? My higher self, right? The universe, you know what I'm saying? Those are external means that I use for protection. But as far as beyond external, or before we even get to the external, I use myself. You know what I'm saying? There are certain things that you can say and you can speak out to that you can speak out into the universe, where things are not even going to touch you. There are things that you can say to even make yourself invisible, literally, right? Of course, your vibration has to be high. You know what I'm saying? I know some of y'all gonna look at me crazy, right? But think about it. Have you ever been behind somebody, or have you ever been in line, right? And you startle somebody and they say, "Oh, I didn't even see you right there," right? That's because your vibration was so high that once you acknowledge them,
right? Your vibration lowered. So now they was able to perceive you in this reality, right? So there are certain things that you can do to make yourself invisible, right? You driving in traffic, or before you even go outside, before you even step outside, you can make yourself cloak. You can cloak yourself to where only individuals that are resonating with the same frequency as you, they're going to be able to see you and conversate with you or greet you. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, certain people that's not resonating with your frequency or vibration, they're not even going to see you. They're not even going to acknowledge you. You driving in traffic and the police driving right past you, and you driving with a suspended license, and you driving with your tag and not even registered, right? The police right behind you, but they ain't flash their lights, they ain't turn on nothing, they ain't even bothering you. Why? Because you're cloaked, right? We look at this word cloak as if like spaceships, or as if like UFOs can only be cloaked. No, you have the power to cloak as well. Everything in a universe is nothing but a resemble and nothing but a replica of what you can do. Like certain animals, certain reptiles, right? They arm get cut off, their arm grow back in a few days. Everything outside of you is nothing but a replica of what you can already do, right? It's just about tapping into that energy. It's just about tapping into, you know, the God power that's inside of you. So for protection, I use myself. I say certain things. I pray about certain things. I don't just pray. I demand certain things. That's a difference from my prayer. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily beg. I demand. You know what I'm saying? I speak as if I'm already having it. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, anything outside of me, you know, my ancestors, my higher self, whatever the case may be, which of course in turn is nothing but, you know, just a higher version of myself. So I pray I answered your question. I know I just went over, I know I just kind of went on I went on a little rant there, but y'all know, man, y'all know how I get, man. I like, man, listen, I like talking God talk. You know what I'm saying? When I speak, I speak. You feel when I speak, I speak. That's why I don't speak too much. You know what I'm saying? When I speak, I speak. That's why I don't speak too much. You know what I mean? Because I don't want, yeah, I mean, I don't want nobody looking at, I'm saying, I'm just like, man, look, I'm booting. You feel me? I ain't even finna say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it ain't even too much to say. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm in front of somebody and I'm resonating with the frequency and the vibration, and we resonating together, truth be told, we ain't even gotta say much. Why? Because our spirits is speaking, our souls is speaking to each other. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to physically speak. We can use this telepathy, right? The universal language. You know what I'm saying? The universe's language with how I speak to the animals and the trees and the sun and my plants in my house. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, shit, I don't even need to say nothing. You know? That's why I can't be around too many people that have to speak. Right? You have to say something. I can't be around too many people that, you know, that has to be listening to something, or have to be watching TV, or they have to be listening to music. Like, nah, bro, man. Silence. When I'm in silence, I hear more. You feel me? When I'm in silence, I hear more of the important. I hear more. I hear so, and I hear more of the important things. Not something that's just distracting me. Not something that just, you know, putting me in a state of ignoring feelings and emotions and thoughts. And you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying I don't watch TV and nothing like that, but I'm just saying, like, you know, utilizing external means and external tools to distract you from certain things that you know you need. Man, come on, now. Come on now. You know, when I first meet somebody, hey, how you doing? I'm very observant. I'm breathing. I'm trying to feel, I'm trying to feel the energy. I'm trying to, you know what I mean? Because trust me, your frequency, your vibration gonna tell me everything I need to know. You know what I'm saying? How do you handle the loudness of silence? How do you handle the loudness of silence? I need help. My boy Cam, hey, call me tomorrow, bro. Call me tomorrow, Brody.
Let me see. How do you handle the loudness of silence? How do I handle the loudness of silence? Because silence can definitely be loud. I handle it by allowing it to be. That's a great question. But I handle it by allowing it to be. I handle it by understanding that, again, in the midst of silence, you hear more of the important things. You know what I'm saying? Even when loudness is going on, you know what I'm saying? I be more in the present moment. I breathe. I allow myself to be in the present moment and understand. And what I do is I attempt to listen to the silence behind the noise, because once you be in the present moment and once you just release and just allow silence to just be, especially when you start hearing noise, you will realize that silence is forever present, just like darkness. You know what I'm saying? What they say? They say light is, nothing travels faster than light. And that's completely false. Nothing travels faster than darkness, because darkness is forever present. Before God said, let there be light, it was what? It was nothing but darkness. Before God said, let there be light, it was nothing but darkness. That's why everything comes from darkness. Everything that you speak, it comes from this dark hole, right? Where does your thoughts come from? Right? Your thoughts, where does your thoughts come from? Your thoughts come from where? The dark hole. They come from dark matter energy. Dark matter energy is the most dark matter energy is the most potent and most powerful energy there is. So when you go watch when you go watch when you go watch what is it? The Doctor Strange, the first Doctor Strange, and they start talking about dark matter energy and her tapping into dark matter. There is nothing more powerful than dark matter energy, and that's what you come from. That's where silence is. Silence is dark matter energy. Your words is dark matter energy. Your thoughts is dark matter energy. The unifield, where all things are possible, where all possibilities exist, is dark matter energy. So when they say, oh, light travels, there's nothing travels forever present. So silence is forever present. You just got to listen. Darkness is forever present. Silence is forever present. All you have to do is listen. That goes back to the power of now. When you sit into the power of now, you will understand that darkness, that silence is forever present. Forever present. So to answer your question, I pray I answered your question. But again, to answer your question, how do you deal with the loudness of silence? You allow silence to just be. If silence is too loud to you, that means you don't sit in silence enough. If silence is too loud to you, that means that you don't sit in silence too enough, because silence is actually calm. Silence is actually peaceful. So if it's too loud, that means you're not listening enough. You just got to listen. If silence is too loud, you're not listening enough. Think about it, right? When when two people are having a dialogue, right? And one person feel like the other person isn't listening, what that person starts to do, they start to project their voice. They start to raise their voice. What do you think silence is doing? Because again, when you sit in silence, you hear more of the important things. So when God feels like you're not listening to him, he's going to project his voice, his or her voice, their voice, whatever. They're going to project their voice. So if silence is too loud to you, you're not listening enough. I pray I answered your question. I've been offline doing shadow work and missed that there is an upcoming community gathering. Can I still purchase a ticket? So the next community gathering is going to be in August. Ticket sales are going to start going. Ticket sales are going on sale in July. Ticket sales the second in-person community gathering will be in August, and the ticket sales will be going on in July. Answer that. Answer that. Does steeping the herbs to make a hot tea denature the enzymes? Not at all. What I would advise you to do is bring the water to a boil and then turn it off and let it steep. Right? You don't want to let it boil too long because yes, over time, you will start destroying the enzymes and actually cooking the enzymes and the minerals. So, I would just say if you're making a tea, just let it come to a boil and then turn it off and then let the herbs steep for a while. But what I would advise you to do, but what I would advise you to do is put the herbs in the water, but do not turn it on yet. What I would advise you to do if you want that tea to be super potent, and this is what I do. Excuse me. This is what I do. I put the herbs in a pot, right, before turning on the heat or anything, and I let the herbs sit there for at least like 30 minutes to 45 minutes. 45 minutes. The water is the herbs is already steeping, and the minerals and everything is already being brought out of the herbs. Then I bring it to a boil, right? Boom. Once it starts boiling, I turn it off, and then I let it sit. And then I let it sit for a little longer. So you know. Yeah, I look like Mink. I don't know who that is. Of course, gratitude, gratitude. Let me see what other questions. How can I maintain my weight while eating vegan? Well, this is the thing, right? A lot of people ask me that. It's all about, well, first and foremost, understanding what is your natural weight. You know what I'm saying? Are you just dropping? Are you just getting rid of metabolic waste and toxins? And is your body cleansing itself, to get back down to the regular weight? But again, if you want to stay on the weight that you at, or to gain weight, it's all about food moderation and how to plate the food, how to combine the foods, and then also consuming a lot of also consuming a lot of simple amino acids, right? Simple amino acids is the building blocks of protein. A lot of people say, well, you need protein to build meat and to put on weight, when that's not true, right? You need the building blocks of protein that create the protein. Where is the community gathering located? I'm not sure. Yeah, so the community gathering it's in Atlanta, right? It's in Atlanta for the next few months. It's in Atlanta, and then we will be going on tour. Yeah. But as for the next few months, the in-person community gatherings will be in Atlanta. It's gonna be fire. The first one a few weeks ago was so dope. It was just last week. Yeah, was it last week? Yeah, I think it was last week. Oh man, I'll be having so much going on. No, it wasn't. It wasn't last week. Yes, it was. Was it last week? No, 2 weeks ago. So the first ever community gathering was 2 weeks ago. It was fire. It was amazing. And then the next one is going to be in August in Atlanta. So yes, y'all come again. Just look out. Sometime in July, I'll be starting to promote. You know what I'm saying? The tickets. Get your tickets. Come on down. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Yeah, come on down, man. Y'all definitely need some help, man, for sure. For sure. The next one, I believe that the next one in August is going to be in Cheery. I don't know. The next one is going to be in a larger location, I believe, but if not, it's all good. It's still going to be, a very intimate moment. But yeah, for sure, for sure. Let me see. Will cleansing help with my pollen allergies? 100%, yes. It definitely will. What you can also do is just get some pollen. You can get some bee pollen from like Whole Foods, or like an herbal store. If you have an herbal store, you can get some bee pollen. Bee pollen is very good to build up the immunological system for that. When I tell people I'm on a fruit juice diet, I get negative reactions. They say fruit has too much sugar, but I feel that natural sugars are different. Natural sugars are definitely different. Natural sugars break down into natural energy, ATP, adenosine triphosphate, which is literally the building blocks of everything that you consume. Everything that you consume actually break down into two things: glucose or fructose.
Glucose and fructose is nothing but natural sugar to be broken down into ATP, adenosine triphosphate, which is nothing but natural energy for the body. So you're 100% right. Natural sugars are definitely different from complex sugar. So stay on the fruit juice diet. Ignore the people that's saying, you know what I'm saying? Ignore the people that's saying it's too, you know what I mean? Ignore all of that. Ignore all of that. So, yeah. You answered none of my questions. I am not coming to no gathering. That's fine. That is okay. Everything don't need to be discussed. You don't have to let anyone know you're fasting. Yeah, facts. Yeah, facts. Let's see what other questions y'all got, man. Let's see. Will you ever announce a community gathering at least 3 months in advance for those of us traveling from out of state? So the next community, the in-person community gathering is going to be in August. It's going to be the end of August, and I will start promoting, and the tickets will go on sale like the beginning of July. I know that's probably about 1 month. That's probably about close to 2 months. You know what I mean? Not 3 months. You know what I mean? But I pray at least the 2 months is, give you enough time. I don't do 3 months ahead of time, because the goal is to at least have the in-person community gatherings once a month, or at least once every other month. So the most I'll be able to have is at least like like a 2 months or like a month and a half advance to be able to promote, until I start actually going on tour and I have tour dates lined up to where I can actually post, hey, these are the dates. Start preparing your travels, or start preparing, getting some things in order. How long did it take for you to grow your following? If I told you, you wouldn't believe me. Yeah, gratitude, Queen, of course. Gratitude. If I told you how long it took to grow my following, you wouldn't believe me. How to Can two souls be together while each are healing individually and together? 100%. Yes, I believe so. I don't just believe so, I know so. It just all depends on the awareness that each person has. It all depends on, the assistance and the servants, that the service that each individual would like to be unto each other. You know what I'm saying? So whomever your partner is, like, does this person want to help you heal? You know what I'm saying? While they're healing themselves, and you too as well. Like it has to be, of course, an equal exchange to assist each other, healing each other, and also, personal healing as well, and also giving each other that grace and that space to know, I signed this contract, you know what I'm saying? I know this person is healing, you know what I'm saying? And just completely being there, you know what I mean? So yeah, I pray I answered your question on that. Let me see. I'm gonna try to answer like two more questions, y'all. Y'all know they only giving me an hour, and I don't want this to cut out before prayer. So I'm gonna answer one more question. Can you speak on quantum jumping? I've been trying. One thing about it, you do not try. You either do two things: you do or you don't do. Now, another thing, quantum jumping is so easy, right? Every thought that you have, every word that you speak, every action that you do is quantum jumping, right? You shift realities and shift dimensions every few seconds. Every few seconds, you shift dimensions and realities based off of your thoughts and your actions and what you speak. So the moment you speak death, if you speak death right now, you're going to align yourself with the reality of death. If you speak life and power, you're going to align yourself instantaneously with the reality of life and power. So quantum jumping is not something that's hard. You do it all the time. You're doing it now based off of this live. You know what I'm saying? Everything that's being spoken within the community, not only from myself, but also from the community. You know what I'm saying? When you consuming this life and this power and this electricity, the elevation, when you're resonating with everything, it's, you're shifting realities. You know what I'm saying? You're shifting parallel universes. I'm doing it now. Everything that I'm speaking, I'm aligning myself with what I'm speaking. I'm aligning myself because, again, we're all reflections. So I'm not only speaking to y'all, I'm speaking to myself as well. So I'm also aligning myself. I'm quantum jumping. I'm creating new timelines. I'm allowing myself to experience new timelines and new realities. So quantum jumping is not hard. You just have to understand that it's simple, right? You have to have that awareness that everything that I speak, everything that I think, and everything that I do, I'm aligning myself with a specific reality that is going to manifest in this present moment. So again, quantum jumping is so easy, baby. It's so easy. You doing it now. See, you saying wow. You saying wow because you can resonate with it. You saying now because the Big Bang is happening inside of you. Two cells are colliding, unlocking your DNA and quantum jumping you into a reality that you want to experience based off the knowledge and the wisdom that you already